Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, yummy for the TCG. Again, one of the few archetypes from Justice Hunters. Again, one of the better sets this year, if not the best. But anyway, deck profile. So 40 card sharp here for us TCG players. And then as I've uploaded a couple of days ago, this deck is also getting more support in Doom of Dimensions. Very solid 2 cards for this particular deck. And one of the reasons why this deck will definitely become top tier is that it can run more than half of the deck non-engine, as in hand traps or disruption. So that's kind of insane. And I like the playstyle a lot from this deck, so it's really nifty. Huge shout out to TCG Vision for getting me the cards as well, helping me out getting the cards. I will leave a link to his card market. Definitely check it out, right? Super reliable seller, so definitely check him out. Okay. Let's zoom in. So yummy for the TCG. Again, 40 cards sharp in the main deck. No side deck because, again, the format is going to change probably post-rolls with the ban list, Malice, Fiendsmith, Rizel, so the staple cards. Alright, let's start off with the monsters, right? I think the monsters for now are currently staple at 3 because all 9 of them are just 1 card starters. You could have like 4 hand traps in your hand and one of these and still go full combo for this particular deck and snowball into so much advantage. The gimmick of the deck is if you control like any link one basically, right? That could be the archetypes link one. You can special summon them from the hand. That includes a level 2 synchro as well, so you can special summon them and get them on the field. When they are summoned, you'll get those beneficial effects. This one searches basically any yummy cards from the deck. This one lowers the attack from the opponent, 1000, right? So post-nip, that can be important. And your Lollipop is basically this deck's DD Crow. Well, it sends back to the deck. Or, and that counts for all 3 of them, when they are summoned off of the synchro, or one of the synchros, they'll gain their other effect. Instead of searching a card from the deck, this lets you draw, so that could potentially, lead you drawing into hand traps. This one doesn't lower the attack, but pops the monster instead, destroys it, really nice. Plus, Lollipop doesn't send the card back to the deck, looking at Fiendsmith, interrupt them, but it banishes the card. So, all in all, one of these is just fine. It's 1 card starter. It's a full combo for this particular deck. Now, the spells and traps. As you know, they have 2 field spells. They're searchable off of the link one, directly activatable by the link one, if that's correct English. This is probably the first field spell you want to have, gives the attack boost, has the monster reborn effect, so it extends really nice, and that makes all of these cards 1 card combos. The second one is a field spell that you want to get out during your opponent's turn, for example, because it gives you an extra pop. Both of the field spells, super conveniently that Konami decides to give both this field spell a pot of avarice effect, so send them back to the deck with 2 other yummy cards. So it's basically a way to recycle your links. As you will be seeing, you're going through your link ones from the archetype, your yummy link, super fast. The last spell is just fine as a one-off. Your quick play spell, it's a monster reborn, it's an extender post-nip, for example, or during your opponent's turn. It bounces cards, it's an insane card. It's probably the card you want to search out most of the time off of Cupsy, right? So, your quick play spell. And with the new monster in Doom of Dimensions, that's going to be recurable from the graveyard. That's basically it for, a super, as you saw, or at least as you see, a super small, yummy engine in the main deck. So this makes it so that you have so much space left for non-engine, right? Or other cards that help out the archetype really nice. So the first one is Obedience Cult. It's a super old school card, but it basically special summons the 3 monsters from the deck. Get them on the field. Sure, you're locked into beast types, but that lock only counts as soon as you activate the card. So it's a 3-off staple. The next one, it's a bit iffy, because I really want to find space for a 3rd engage. Engage currently is at 3. It searches drones, of course, and of course drones gives you Kagari. Engage on its own is also full combo for this deck. Insane, no? So many 1-card full combos, but it's sometimes might be if you draw into drones and engage. So what I really want to do, if I find the space, is add in a 3rd engage and even maybe Widow Anchor. But I think the only reason why I would main deck Widow Anchor is because of Detonator. And in all honesty, us getting a banlist post rolls, we might even lose Detonator or Rizel as a whole, right? More non-engine, we have Prosperity to dig for your combo cards, we have Talents, the one-off just fine, same for Call by the Grave. So these are just perfect fillers, you know, to get you to 40 cards, negate or prevent your opponent from hand trapping you, etc. Hand traps, do you have a while? You have so much space to run non-engine, right? So the hand traps, I think it speaks for itself. Triple Ash, that's a staple. You, just in case if you're going second, you want to have as many hand traps as possible. Looking at Perulia as well. Of course, the regular Fuwalos, that's also a staple, I guess. These days, right, Mexi is banned. Triple Droll. Droll might be an iffy one, especially post-Justice Hunters, but with Mitsurugi still legal, I still have it in here, but it might not make the cut anymore, as soon as, you know, we're getting a ban list, etc. The one-off Nip, it's fine as a one-off, this might become even more Nips. Again, depends a little bit on our ban list. And then the last ones are traps. You have 3 Imperm, again, super staple, because of this one, because of Purge, right? I've seen builds running the... What is it? The new Dominus card. Songs, I believe the name is, to search Purge eventually. So that could be an option, but like, look at this. You have so much space to run these hand traps, high impact hand traps, that it's... did I say it's insane? It's ridiculous. So, if I'm not mistaken, 40 cards sharp in the main deck. Let's take a look at the extra deck. Alright, the extra deck is where it's at, and definitely has one of the power cards here for this particular deck, and that's their Link 1. Obviously, any of your regular yummy monsters can turn itself into the Link, and as soon as this one is summoned, it directly fetches one of the 2 field spells, so preferably it's the first one, the Monster Reborn, right, and immediately get it to the field. So, a Link 1 that searches the field spell, that's, you know, original, no. But the gimmick of the archetype is that you could synchro summon the archetype synchro monsters by using any Link 1. It makes it so that your, let's say with your Lollipole for example as a level 1 monster, it makes it so that the other monster to synchro summon these can be a Link 1. So your Link 1 technically now is your tuner, if that makes sense. So that's basically it for Snatchy, right? Plus Snatchy during your opponent's turn also gives you the option to synchro summon during their turn. So it's an insane card, definitely a 3-off, and you're most of the time always sending 2 of them from your graveyard back to the extra deck with one of those field spells, right? To recur them and send them back to the deck. So the Link 1. Now, the archetype synchros. The first one, I like Cupsy at 2. Cupsy probably is just the first one you're going to summon or synchro summon. Whenever this one is synchro summoned, you can search 2 yummy cards from the deck, monsters probably, obviously, and then discard 1 card. So your 1 card combo turns into 2 other yummy monsters. So this is how you get into more yummy cards. Your cookie is basically your Book of Moon during your opponent's turn, while your Lollipo is your extender. So when this one is synchro summoned, it reborns 2 from the graveyard. Keep in mind, those 2 monsters cannot activate their effects. That's important, don't forget that. So that's it for the yummy cards. And then some extra cards, right, for Sky Striker, for the small Sky Striker package. Your Link 1 can be a tuner if you're going for these. Your Link Spider, just in case if you get nipped, you can turn a token into, you know, Link Spider, just like Malice did. Anima, just, you know, generic Link 1, and Al Mirage as well. So 4 Link 1s next to the Snatchy as well, right? This is your 15 card. Let's go with the last link. Your Little Knight, you can't go wrong with Little Knight. And then last but not least, the 3 extra cards, as we've seen in the OCG as well. The deck basically ends on a somewhat weak board, as you will be seeing in a few moments, but there's a catch, because it will snowball really fast into a lot of advantage. You're playing Marcher to reborn like your Synchro, and then it upgrades itself to Omnication number 1, and then eventually during your opponent's turn you have a way to special summon the second Herald for another Omnication, plus it also has a Macro Cosmos effect, right? So that's it currently for the extra deck. Alright, combo time, but again it's just a 1-card combo. Any yummy monster is basically a 1-card combo. Okay, so this is our hand. We're normal summon Cupsy. Cupsy again searches basically any yummy monster from your deck and adds it to your hand. Most of the time it's going to be your surprise, right? Your Bouncer, your Monster Reborn. Basically interruption during their turn. You're going for the Link 1 summon, going for Snatchy. Snatchy again upon summon directly activates one of your field spells from the archetype. You're going for Minion. Minion is your extender, your monster reborn during your turn, so you can reborn your Yummy that you just used for Link Summon. And now we can go for the Synchro Summon. So again, that's your Archetypes gimmick, I guess. You can use any Link one for a Synchro Summon. The Synchro monster you're going for the first time probably is your Cupsy, so whenever this one is Synchro Summoned, it searches 2 monsters from the deck and then lets you discard a card. For sake of the video, because it's a 1.5 card combo, we're discarding our brick from the hand here. In this case, it was the Ash. We can still keep extending. You have a couple of options, but in case of Nip, let's go for Lollipop. When summoned, you could potentially bounce back 1 card from your opponent's graveyard, send it back to the deck. But for now, we can't use that. And then Link Summon, get rid of the Synchro, go for a second copy of Snatchy. So now you kind of want to get as many Synchros in your graveyard as well, snowball into more advantage during their turn. So now, very similar, we can Synchro Summon using 1 Link 1 and then 1 monster on field. Yep, it's this one. So whenever Lollipop is summoned, you can special summon 2 from the graveyard. It doesn't really matter that much, because again, their effects are negated, right? It's just a way to potentially force out Nip, because your opponent definitely doesn't want you to grind up this particular field. So now, level 3 Synchro. We're going for Marcher. Whenever Marcher hits the field, we can reborn a Synchro. Doesn't really matter which Synchro we reborn, it's a tuner. Now we can see your opponent needs to Nip here, unless they are, watching or staring down or staring at Ommunication number 1, your Herald. You have a Synchro, you have these 2 in hand plus 3 blanks, I guess. We can special summon Cookie, potentially lower the attack of an opponent's monster, and then Link Summon using the Synchro for our last Snatchy. So keep in mind, you're going through your links really fast, but again, your field spell can, recycle them whenever those are in the graveyard. So this is basically your end board. You could special summon this one in defense position. It could matter with this field spell, it gives the boost, but you're Synchro summoning really fast during their turn. Okay, so now this doesn't really seem too threatening, right? You have the surprise for interruption, you have Omnication plus Synchro summon during their turn. So now during their turn, whenever they activate a card, you can obviously use Herald, right? If you don't see the Macrocosmos effect being that important. So that's Omnication number 1. Now you could potentially quick Synchro summon during their turn to, where is it? Whenever, let's say, they normal summon a monster, I don't know if you're playing against something like Malice, to go for Cookie, and when Cookie is summoned, Synchro summoned, it's a big Book of Moon, so it puts up to 2 monsters face down, so that's another interruption. If your opponent activates a card effect, you can tag out again. So now we could potentially reborn, especially one of the 2 Synchros. We want to have Lollipop back in the deck, and here you could potentially destroy 1 monster from their field if you special summon this one as well, right? So now whenever you pop a card, right? Pop a monster. Now whenever your opponent activates a card effect, you can tag out with this Synchro to reborn again 2. You could potentially reborn 1 Link 1 to have a potential Synchro play during their turn. And where is it? This one, the Synchro. Because again, we can tag out. So now, again, a couple of options. Because this one is summoned, you can replace the field spell. So we replace the field spell with the other one. This is fine, because again, we can, during our turn, we can recur this from the graveyard, set it back to the deck, and now whenever I Synchro summon, I can pop another card from my opponent. So again, whenever my opponent activates a card effect, we can tag out with this one and then special summon our, obviously one of the Link ones. So we're using our last monster zone here, far right, and then we'll probably want to special summon this one for the extra search. So you could potentially search 1 from the deck or draw. Let's draw 1 card. So we drew 1 card. Okay, could potentially be a hand trap. So now this end board, it's basically their turn is our turn. You could potentially Synchro summon again. So you use one of the links. That's super convenient that the Synchro summon of the links is not once per turn. Sure, you have to pay some life points, but it's fine though. Then we are going for Lollipop. Lollipop reborns 2 from the graveyard. It doesn't really matter, right? You're going for both regular monsters because again their effects are negated. Keep that in mind. So by doing this, you have again a quick Synchro summon during their turn. So this is our Herald, or is it number 2? Bam. And yeah, you can still keep playing, right? So you still have your bounce. maybe Monster Reborn if they place ended. You already used this field spell, I think, to pop a card. You have follow-up for next turn plus more negations. So with this deck, it's really insane that it just has so many one-card starters, and it snowballs into advantage so fast. And that's quite frightening, right? Okay, so that's basically it. Again, feel free to leave suggestions, opinions about the deck list, combos. Again, feel free to let me know. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.